How about now? Whew, there we go. Good call. I didn't even notice. I was just saying, it's nice to be back. There we go. Thanks. Took 2 weeks off. So 2 weeks ago, I went and visited Nebraska and some friends and family and whatnot. And then last week was the PowerShell Summit, which was pretty stellar, pretty fantastic. Learned a lot from that, and some upcoming streams are me going to be playing with some stuff I learned from that. So one of my favorite ones was Dev Black Ops. Brandon, he had a presentation on using Pester to test your Terraform configuration. And so that was super cool, the way he leveraged Pester in that regard. But for me, I had not yet even used Terraform in the first place. So it not only motivated me to get into Terraform, and I've been playing with it since the session, then I'll get to test it. So just a couple layers of progression for me. So I'd like to do some Terraform stuff in the future. And yeah, because I'm still new to that. I'm not exactly sure what I'd stream about, but some Terraform basics, because that's me. Basic, just getting into it, but you can do a lot of cool stuff very quickly, so that's fun. But today I was thinking, let's just make another action. I was playing around, actually on the Pester repository. There was a Pester. There was a if you donated, like if you became a sponsor, what is it down here? Somewhere there's like a supporters section. Yeah, code contributors. I'm not sure where, but somewhere if you donated, you get listed in the backers file. And I'm assuming this gets rendered somewhere. I'm not really sure. But then I had the thought that, that'd be cool, something on my profile or whatever. Not that I have any sponsors, but I just thought there's probably a pipeline using this information somewhere, but it's very custom. And I thought maybe someone would want an action where they just list a couple names and it does some magic for them. So my thought was to make an action around listing sponsors on a repository. So this should be pretty quick. It's going to be very similar to the My Top 8 action that we did. That one took me a long time to do, but I'm going to be reusing a lot of the code from that. So hopefully we get a whole action done in this stream, not 7 like the last time, because I never made an action before. But basically I've got these startings of an action made. If I come here. So it just sort of mimicked the documentation from the My Top 8. So in a README, you list these comments: sponsors list start and sponsors list end. Here's an example workflow. You point it to a YAML file that's going to list your sponsors. You check out the repo, invoke the sponsors action, and again give it the file. So what this is saying is, I'm going to have a sponsors YAML file in my repository, and whenever that file changes, so I add a sponsor or pull request in a new sponsor or whatever, then it's going to run. It's not like this runs on a schedule and runs every hour. You only need to run it when you're updating. So it would be something like this. I was thinking have a YAML file where you list, these people, they sponsored on GitHub. Maybe these people, cheered on Twitch or gave some Twitch, or maybe you list your Patreon people or whatever platforms there are. If anyone has more suggestions, but basically the thought was all you would have to do is make a short workflow like this, sponsors.yaml, and then that sponsors.yaml file just lists usernames in their respective platforms. And this action is going to create something like this. For GitHub specifically, we'll have a template to just grab their profile picture, and obviously the picture will take you to their GitHub profile. And then, oh, it sees that there's a Twitch section. So we already have a Twitch template. So it'll make these little badges. And again, you click the badge, it takes you to their Twitch profile. So if there's more platforms, and obviously this can be added to, but with just a YAML file, it would automatically render a section like this in a portion of a README. So I thought that was pretty cool. There's probably a lot of people that are doing stuff with sponsors, and I went and checked the marketplace, and there was nothing to do with just rendering sponsors. So this is unique, and hopefully someone can use this. Got to get some sponsors first, which I don't, but it still would be fun to make. So that's sort of the layout of what I want to do. And like I said, I've already got a lot of the PowerShell written for this. We're going to just steal some from the My Top 8 action. I'm actually just going to copy all of this and slap it here. Because a lot of this code really is just, I'll have to rename stuff, but finding the start and the stop. Oop, where's that at? Yeah, finding the index, the line index of the start and the stop, and then pasting code in between that we render. So there's some stuff to change, but the layout of this is going to be very similar. So I'm going to need to basically find every reference to My Top 8. Where's this at? Change all occurrences and just change this to sponsors. There we go. Cool. So let's look at, ooh, that's not exactly what I wanted to do, but pretty close. Pixel length. So I won't need this function anymore. Well, maybe. Because in the GitHub, hang on, if I come back to this README, I'm hard coding in the amount of pixels to make this people's photos square. So I guess I could keep that function for this. I would just call it, pixel length. How big do you want GitHub people's photos to be in your sponsors section? And what's different about this instead of the My Top 8 was we manually created like an HTML table. And so we had to say how far across it is. But when you're just stacking links like this, I could have 30 people here. However wide GitHub is going to render this README, it's going to automatically just sort of stack them. So that's really cool. We don't have to worry about anything like that. Okay, so let's see if there's any other. Okay, so pixel length we're going to keep. That's the moral of that story. I guess we'll call this get sponsors section. Okay, position. What else is there? Okay, users. I may have to change this. So we're dealing with YAML. I found a really awesome PowerShell module that gives you convert to and convert from YAML. So it's just this install module PowerShell-YAML. It's very cool. I don't know how, if you have some really complicated YAML, since YAML's kind of gross, this may not be, I don't know how robust this is what I'm trying to say, but for very basic YAML, which is what I have, this works pretty well. And I could just as easily use JSON, but YAML just kind of looks better to a human. So all right, let's go into sponsors. I don't think I have an example YAML file. I'll have to just copy this. Paste this in here, save. And then we can see get content of sponsors.yaml. Convert from YAML, and it'll give me a PowerShell object. So let me save this as sponsors. So sponsors.platforms, and then I can loop through. You know, they just get to define GitHub, Twitch, whatever they want. And then, you know, I can just make a loop for each platform, perform a switch on the platform. And if it's GitHub, then loop through all the users. What is this going to have to be? 0? Values. And so just loop through the users and make a GitHub link for each of these, you know, and then start on the next platform. So this should be fairly simple because we can just grab this info because of that module. We can just convert the YAML and play with it. So we've got a file here as our something to play with. We'll keep commit to git repo. We'll just have to change the message, and that the message comes from the actual action. So I'll be copying this and changing it in a little bit, but I don't need to yet. All right, back to the PowerShell. So let me change this as well. Okay. Sponsors path. Does this have a default? No, it doesn't, but it will be provided in the action. A path to the sponsors file. So let's say, let's just call this sponsors. And then we'll have to change this here. Convert from YAML. And then we're gonna have to have the action basically up here and begin. We're gonna have to have it, get module PowerShell YAML list. If not is installed, then we I don't think there's a pre-release, so that should be good. Yep, so it'll install this module if it doesn't already live on the machine or the container, whatever, GitHub action. It'll probably do this every time, but now it's there. So we've got this, the start pattern, that's correct. End pattern, that's now correct. We change that. This is the same. This is the same. Get current sponsors section. Users list. Okay, this is where some of the logic is going to divulge because we have to make a loop for a loop for each platform. Sponsors dot, what did I call it? Platforms. For each object, and then we'll start throwing some stuff in here. I just need some room. Okay. So we've got I need this back. This is probably where we'll have to do the loop. Let me just add all of this up here inside. Okay. So now we're looping through every platform, which is just platforms dot name, I think. How do you reference? Oh, keys. Okay, yeah, duh. And then we can say platforms. We should be able to do that. It is a list. Okay. So this will have to be, this is wrong. Yeah, I'm confused. I thought I should have been able to reference. So that's keys. Because when I'm looping through, platforms, what's this again? I thought there was a way to reference specifically the platform there. I wonder what I'm doing wrong. Does this need to be like in parentheses or something? Maybe that's it. Meh, seems like a weird thing to get stuck on. So we've got, if we just sort through the platforms, we're going to have basically a key and its value, which will be the list of users for that key. So the users list is going to be dot value. Let's make another variable here. Platform equals key. And then I'll need to add platform to this function. So this function will take care of oh, you know what? I'm going to have to bring this up here. This equals, this will probably have to be like a string builder. It's the same thing we do here. What's it called? Yeah, string builder. So that's an empty string builder. And then I want to append line whatever comes back from this. There we go. So I can call a function right in here. So what we're doing now is we're looping through. So this is GitHub and all the GitHub users. We build a splat with the pixel length. I guess we only need that for when it's GitHub, but that's okay. And then we're going to tell this will just spit back what it needs to for GitHub. So this function is going to have to handle the different platforms. Users. Platform. Let's call this required. You know what? Why not? Platform for sponsors. Okay, so we're going to comma. There we go. Okay, the users get passed as an object, so it will already have a count on it. We don't need this because who cares how many sponsors there are? Output sponsors. We're going to keep that. This will be I need one more value here. Just call it heading. It is called main heading. It's a little inefficient to pass this every time when technically we only have to pass it once, but that's okay. So basically the thought is on the action that it's going to have one big custom, whatever you want this to say, thanks to all my supporters, whatever. And then it will loop through all the platforms and then they're in the users. So it'll generate code for this once and then loop through each platform and then loop through these to make the links for each one of those. And then another section and another one for however many platforms you have here. But we'll have to pass this to that function. Oh, no, we don't. No, we don't. Yeah. No, we don't. Yeah, something about that didn't feel right. We don't have to put that here. We need to put it outside of the loop. Right here. Append, and then here we will just put sponsors.main. Let's wrap that in that, and then what this is going to be. Yeah, it's a one heading, and these are twos. So we will have £1 right there. Make sure that's treated literally in PowerShell. Okay. Well, it's in quotes, so we're good. So to add that heading one time, and then we want to loop through the sections. So we don't, yeah, we don't need this. Cool. We don't need this. Platform, users. I don't think I need to pass this here either. I think I could just be provided. That's one thing that's gonna have to change. It's not a percentage. Pixel, photo pixel length. Whoops. Because I'm not sure what other platforms we may be able to grab a photo. For example, it doesn't make sense, but let's say you were listing people from Twitter. These are people from Twitter that I want to list on my sponsors, whatever. Then we'll add their Twitter link and then their Twitter photo. So I guess we'll just call it this. Photo pixel length. We're gonna change all kinds of stuff. If we're just going to use the raw value, then we don't even need this function. This will just be the pixel length. Right? Yeah, I think so. Let's pass it anyway. Just to be sure. Okay, so we've got our table here. We're handing it off. Once it's handed off, we make the first line. Oh, this will have to be moved also. Yeah, there we go. Oh, I forgot these need null. Otherwise, they're very loud. You can't. It's really the only way to suppress all the output. So that's the start of the table. I think we want. Well, let's just have it append an empty line after that. And then we'll loop through whatever platform this gets. So switch on platform. I guess if I just provided a template and loop through filling it in later, let's do something like this. link template equals, and then some URL here. Let's look at this, for example. That'll work. I'll show you. This is another new PowerShell concept I haven't shown in a stream yet, so I will show that off here in a sec. But let's make the Twitch. So why do I do that? Files right here. For Twitch, I'm just grabbing a shield badge, basically. This is 0 and 0. We don't need that one. Okay, so for now, this is all we got. And there are no fancy exceptions. We don't really need any of this. We're just looping through the users. So for each user, users, null equals, what are we doing here? Output. Output sponsors dot and line. Okay, so what I'm doing here is, oh, I need a comma right here. So this is string formatting, and it's a way to, well, let me just show you here. So I have a string here. Let's call this hello, and then I'm going to substitute a variable here. And I give it a number. That's variable number. Let's say that that's my string. And by default, it will just treat those literally. Squiggle, 0, squiggle. But as soon as I add this -f, I'm saying I want to format this string. And then I'm going to pass in an array, basically. And positionally, the values that I give, they're going to go to that, treat them like indexes. So I want to pass in a value, a name, so Matthew. So that value will get thrown into all of the 0 squiggles. I think I need more because there we go. Ooh, that's a problem. That's actually a problem that you have to provide the exact. Never mind. we're fine. So see what it did? So it stuck, think of this as index 0 in an array. It's gonna replace all of the zeros with that value. And you can have multiple and they can be all over the place. So for example, I'm saying that the username, the user that comes from this loop, that's the first value I'm giving. So it's the 0 index. So it's gonna go ahead and if this is my template, it's gonna stick that here and here and here. So, just fills it in. And then the next value I'm gonna give is the number of pixels. So that's where that 1 is. The second item that I'm going to give applied to this template. So that's pretty cool. So here's the example. Hello, Matthew. It's nice to see you on this sunny day. And so these can be variables substituted if this is my template sentence or whatever. So that's what I'm doing here. And it looks like, let me test this. There is no 1, but can I still provide 2 values? Perfect. So I'm not going to error out. For example, for Twitch, there is only the 0 squiggle, but I'm still going to be providing a second argument to the format flag here. But it's okay. You can overload, you can't underload. So if I have 0, 1, and 2 somewhere in my string, so I have 3 different variables I'm saying I need, but I only provide 2, I underloaded, and I don't know if that's a term, but I did not provide enough arguments because it's expecting 3. I gave 2. So that's why I got this, this error here, because it expected 2 unique ones and I only gave 1. But in this case, let me do this and get rid of that. So in this case, for Twitch, the only real value I'm going to substitute is Matthew, or the username inside of the zeros. But there is no 1. But I'm still going to be providing number. It just ignores this because there's nowhere to substitute it in. But anyway, so that's another cool technique. I need a template and I'm going to fill in these values. You just have to make sure that across the board, oh, it's raining really hard right now. It's kind of loud. No matter what template I'm using here, 0 across all of them mean username, because I'm always going to be providing that first for the 0 substitute. Anyway, cool technique if you've never seen or used this before. So it's going to append that many lines. We need to also append null equals output sponsors and line, and this needs to be something like this. So we're going to give it to start the loop. We give it this, we give it the main heading, an extra line, and then for each platform, we need to start that platform off with a heading, GitHub sponsors, line, and then this will loop through all 12 users and, inject this GitHub image URL, whatever. And then down here, we need to, we're done actually. We'll just add an empty line at the end, just to give it a space before the next one. and then we output that. So start, heading, space. And in this case, the first platform is GitHub. So we load up our GitHub splat. This will add the GitHub title, GitHub sponsors, a space, and then loop through links for all the users. Another blank space. I think I need to append here. And then I'm not doing comparison. So that can go away. This needs to be this. So it loops through GitHub, adds the GitHub whole section to this. And then we go through the next loop. Twitch loads up the values, generates the Twitch section and adds it here. And then after the loop, we need to add all that to this variable. So we say this outstring. Oh, actually, I think we need to do a toString. Yeah, toString. We may need to keep outstring here, though. We ran into an issue last time here. I'm just going to keep everything the way it is. So toString, and then we make an outstring. If is different. Oh, okay. Let's remove that. We're going to remove this loop here. Sorry, this is kind of messy. I just know what's going on because of this is just from the my top 8 action, but it's almost ready to test. Let's comment that out. Okay, let me save this, run it. Sponsors path, sponsors. There is no user list. That's one thing we have to change. Way up here. The users come from the file from the sponsors path. Whoops. Okay, let's save that. Pixel length, let's keep this, let's just say 150. So this should loop through everything, overwrite the file, but I'm not actually committing. I commented that out, so. Oh, wait. Oh, I need two different values here. I need to know a path to the sponsors and then a path to the file that actually has the section. Sponsors path. what would you call this? The README? I guess you'd probably always put it in a README. README path. README path is going to be yep. Okay. So now I want to open that up. I'm cool. Just so that we've got, you know, it's a section somewhere in the deal. All right, let's see what breaks. Users is empty. Oh, that's where it is. You do it in the loop. Okay, so that means I still need to loop over the keys. Platform. What's .name give me? Keys. Oops. Period here. Multiple keys in the platform. Weird way to loop. Because I need to grab the names somehow. And here I get the object. .name doesn't do anything. Keys. Okay, that works. So even though it's keys plural, it still has one item in it. And I just prove that. So this gives me GitHub. This gives me GitHub. Okay, so keys, and then the users is this. Give me GitHub, give me the users list. There we go. So for GitHub, here, and then this one lists everybody. And the next one, Twitch, and then everybody. So this is how I want to. I knew there was some funkiness going on. I got stuck on this earlier. There's some weird way that the YAML comes back in a weird format that I'm not used to dealing with. But I'll look into it later. Got it figured out though. This will now do what I want. So save that. Let's rerun this command. See what else breaks. Not index a null array. What? Dot keys and dollar underscore keys. Cannot index a null array. Nothing's null here. I just would rather type all this out over here. There it is. The values get there. Oh, this one's null. Photo pixel length. That's the name of that parameter. And here it's called pixel length. Why doesn't it get here? Oh, it's not defined down here. There we go. Okay. I don't think I need this. Sorry, that's a rabbit hole. Why doesn't it like going from here? Because I gave that as a value. Here, photo pixel length 150. Oh boy. YAML is breaking. Oh, whoops. Weird. It ran, but it's writing to the wrong file. Okay. I think it's doing what I want anyway. Nope, not quite. Okay, anyway, okay, so I figured out what's going on. It's breaking my YAML, so somewhere. There we go, out file, sponsors path. This needs to be README path. Let's try that again. It's not doing it every time. It just does one of these. Oh, we're getting closer. Okay, so something's broke here. I wonder how users looks. Oh, I do have to split. Oh, that's weird. I did take that out right away, didn't I? Users equals users dot split. Oh, and we're not adding the end line back. Start. After the loop, we've got to add the end back. There we go. All right, let's see what that looks like. Look at that. Oh, weird. It gives like a table of contents already. But yeah, that's exactly what I want. And so just from one now, I guess with an action like this, again, you would just need to manage platforms and users. You know, I could just add somebody here, another one there, and let's just take this list and add it up here a few times. Save and rerun that. Oh, because these aren't GitHub users. That's why. But it still made the links. So you'd have to make, this doesn't account for typos. There is no, oh, that's not a valid GitHub user. It's just gonna make a link of this based on the format, and that's not Brett's username, or that's not Brandon's username. So yeah, so this basically works as intended. We'll get rid of that. Save, and I'm not going to publish this yet. I'll cut this off here, but next, the documentation says that you can make a workflow like this. You just have to give it the sponsors YAML and the README file, let's say. That's documentation. Where are the sponsors? Where's the README? And you're good. But we haven't actually written the action for this section. So if we go back to my top 8, I had to do, this is the initial action that GitHub looks at and you give this parameters. So users list, readme path. So we need to make this file with the right parameters, and then we just have to hand it off to the PowerShell action. So we're half done, although this is going to be much quicker than the PowerShell part. But I think the PowerShell stuff's done. You want a fancy section on a README that's handled automatically. We got it. So fairly simple. We'll finish the action next week, and hopefully I've got some more cool stuff. Thanks for tuning in. Follow me on all the things. Thanks, Brandon, for letting me know my mic wasn't working right away. That was awful. I don't know why, but yeah, sometimes it changes the mic that it's looking for, and I don't realize that the line's not moving at the bottom. So good call, quick fix. Thanks for getting it right away. Yeah, and if you have any questions during this, let me know. I try to remember all my streams and call out the new concepts that I haven't gone over in past streams, like this formatting thing, for example. I know I've never talked about this, but I've talked about splatting before, and I didn't explain it in this one. So just because I've talked about it before doesn't mean someone watching doesn't know what splatting is right now. So if you have any questions on anything I'm working on, even if I've talked about it before, I will gladly stop and explain a concept or whatever it is. So please engage. I would love that. And yeah, have a great week. I hope it stops raining soon. That'd be great. And yeah, everybody have a great week and weekend, and I will see you next week. Bye.